more of just kind of an update video. We're not going to be doing a whole lot. Uh, First things first, let's talk about uploads and live streams. I'm still going to be doing live streams every Friday around this time. Just works better for me scheduling wise. That way, when this upload, I mean, if you want to watch it live, that's awesome and whatnot. But this should be processed and uploaded around later today for people that don't get to see it live. That way, it's not like processed at like midnight or something like that. But anyway, lives will still be the same. Uploads as far as full length videos and stuff, we're going to be cutting that back to once a week now. I'm probably going to upload on Fridays also. By the way, we have a full length video dropping today at 5. That's a pretty fun one. Me and the kids got out and hit some pretty cool lines. Uh, yeah, so the reason for the change is, I've been working with my analytics and stuff and really paying attention to that. And I pay attention to what you guys watch, what you don't watch, what you like, what you don't like, all that stuff. I'm trying to do my best to build the channel the best way possible for you guys. And based on the analytics, when I upload 3 videos a week, I get the same amount of view time and almost the same amount of views as just uploading 1 video a week. So, and part of that I think is because of YouTube's algorithm and notifications being not pushed and stuff like that. I think I'm uploading too often, and a lot of you guys aren't even getting to see those videos because there's another new video out before you even get a chance to see the second or third video. So I'm going to slow the uploads down. That way everybody has a chance to actually see some of this stuff, because I do get comments showing that, people will see a truck or something. They're like, oh, I want to know more about this truck. And I'll be like, oh, I have a whole video series on it. And they didn't even know about it because, they're missing uploads. And even if they have their notifications on, they don't get notified every single time I post something. So, that could be, some kind of notification setting issue, or it could be YouTube's problem that they need to work on or something. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but I'm slowing the uploads down specifically to give everybody more time to see the videos and stuff. Speaking of that, so last year I pushed really hard. We got out 81 full-length videos that year. And that was a huge milestone. Like, I'm pretty proud of that. Like, to be able to edit and upload 81 videos, full-length videos in a year. I'm not even sure how many videos we uploaded throughout the whole year, including shorts and live streams. That's probably a lot higher number. But yeah, 81 full-length videos. That's me taking the time to edit clips together, put in music, or edit audio and just all kinds of stuff. So to do that 81 times in a year for you guys, that's pretty cool. I'm pretty proud of that. And I didn't even make a post about it or anything, but the channel hit over 2 million views in its lifespan, and I'm pretty proud of that too. So like that's awesome. Last year alone we got over 730,000 views, which is awesome. That's absolutely awesome. I love that. Uh and that's just as far as the channel by itself. So that's just, I'm really proud of the way the channel's going. Everything's looking good. Analytics are doing awesome. I really appreciate everything you guys are doing for me. It's helping a lot. Now on to specific projects and stuff, because we are like already behind. I mean, we're only a week or two into this year and we're already fairly behind. But I'm going to move the camera a little closer, show you guys what I got going on, and we'll just go down the list as far as what we got going on. The boat's ready to go. I'll probably do some videos on that sometime this year. Same with the drift cars. They're ready. I just haven't started filming. That little Go Fast, I think that's it's like, shoot, it's a Traxxas. I can't remember what it is. But that's, I gotta do some work on that. Transmission slipping again. Then this one, I think we need to go brushless on this one. That's Arma Gorgon. Gonna have to go brushless on that. The Bomber, it's a little too slow to have open diff in the front. So the last live stream we did, we made the front diff open. And crawlability wise, it's cool. It's fun. But we need a little more wheel speed. So we got to rip the electronics out of that and get a brushless system in there. And then I'm going to find a new home for those crawler electronics. We'll probably still make it to where it can go slow, but it's got to get more wheel speed to make that front diff lock up a little bit when you're hitting something a little difficult. The FMS, the 112 Toyota FJ45, that's going to get detailed sometime this year. We're going to paint that. It'll still be red, but we're going to weather it. If you didn't know, I got the red one in there. But that we're going to do some rust work on that. I already got a scale driver in there. His hand moves with the steering wheel and stuff. So we got to get that done. As far as like right now maintenance, what's up? This whole row has to be cleaned because they're all muddy. So I got lots of cleaning and maintenance to do on all of these. The mud truck might need a new motor. It might not. I'm not sure. My last video, if you watched till the end, the motor's got some clicking in it. Hopefully that's just some mud caked up in the brushes or something. But if not, we'll have to replace that motor. That's just something that happens when you go mudding. But Chevy's pretty much ready to go. It just needs to be, thank you. Just needs to be cleaned up. So that's mostly all of this. FMSs are still running strong. They just got to be cleaned. So that whole road needs some cleaning maintenance for sure. And then let's bring the camera down a little lower. I don't know if I'll get it done this year. I'm going to attempt to, but I think we're going to get a new body for the Gladiator. This body's been through hell and back. My youngest son drives this one, and he drives it pretty hard. But I think we're going to do a painting video and get a new body for this and put some new decals and whatnot. And then as far as the Mad Max four-wheel steer rig, this one, as far as drivetrain wise, this one's just about finished. But we got a lot of cosmetic stuff we got to get done. We're going to put more armor plates around it, possibly some more weathering work and stuff done to it. But I took that out a couple days ago. The full-length video running this is coming out today at 5. So that'll be a cool one to watch. And then the SCX-10 2, this one is down, and I don't know how long it's going to be down because I got a lot of work to do on this. So if you've paid attention to any of the previous builds, this has a BRXL ESC in it with a Torque Master Pro 35 turn, one of those fancy rebuildable ones. Well, it's finally time to rebuild it with some new brushes. I'm going to put a new armature in it and some other stuff and get that up and going. That's going to be a long, expensive process because I'm not only rebuilding the Torque Master Pro, but I have a Torque Master Expert that I'm going to be rebuilding also. That's going to go in a different truck when we get down to it on the bottom row. But yeah, that's I have to order a bunch of parts from Holmes to get both of those motors rebuilt. They're both getting new armatures, they're both getting new brushes and all that stuff. And I'll make a whole video on rebuilding motors and stuff. So that'll be another video sometime this year that'll come out. And then this is going to be a big project here. We're going to do some big weathering work. I'm pretty positive, unless things change or whatnot, this is going to be my show truck for Beat the Creek this year. If I can get it done in time, this will be my show truck. Last year was that truck. I took that to Beat the Creek as a show truck last year. And this one, I've done a little bit of work to this one, but I don't like entering the same truck multiple times in a show and shine. That just doesn't compute well. I mean, if it didn't, it almost never does better the next year. It's rarely ever happens. So this is going to be the show truck for Beat the Creek 26, and we got lots of weathering to do. My plan for this is to make this look like the one from the first Jurassic World movie, where it was all had the moss growing all over it and weathered and rusty and all stuff like that. So that'll be a whole video on weathering and detailing that. And then let's get down to the bottom row here. This is the closest thing to a comp rig that I own. And this is what's going to get the Holmes 35 turn Torquemaster Expert once I rebuild it. This is going to go in this, and then I'll probably put a video up on that showing the different performance gains and stuff. It's got a rebuildable motor in it already, but it's kind of a lower grade one, and we're going to put a higher grade one in it and try and get some more performance out of this. This needs to be maintenance too. I got to go through the axles again, re-grease everything, and do all that work. That'll get done at some point. And then we have the newest addition is this little buggy. It's a SCX-10-2 sort of, but it's got a Endura buggy body on it. And I don't know a whole lot about it. I mean, it's just, I'm just having fun with it right now. I haven't really done anything to it other than change the wheels and tires and gone through it. You know, I waterproofed the receiver and put some grease in the axles and went through the drivetrain and stuff like that. Other than that, I haven't really done much to this. We will be doing some different things. I'm going to take this light bar off, and I think I'm going to put pod lights on it and maybe rework this grill into a different location or something. I don't know. But and we got to make it ours. You know, it's already my favorite color, but we got to find some cool decals or something that I'll cut out with the Cricut, and we'll make it a little more unique. But, you know, that'll come with time. We'll figure that out. That'll be a later in the year project. And then we have my son's Power Wagon. This is going to be getting a Fusion Pro. He's finally stepping up to brushless power. So we're going to put a Fusion Pro in here and do a full rebuild on the axles and bearings and everything. We're going to go through all of this and get him locked and loaded, ready to go. His Red Cat, that's pretty much ready to go. We might film some more videos with that this year at some point. There's not really much to do to this. This is pretty much set up the way it's going to be. So that'll be a fun rig. And then there's the camper. We got to do a little bit more work on the camper. I got to figure out how to mount that light system in there a little better. It's got lights inside of it. But that's all the projects on the shelf over here that we're going to be working on and stuff. Let me get over here. I got some lipos charging, but we'll show you what else I got planned so far for the year. And that is, we are going to be putting together a 24th scale 57 Chevy Nomad. This is a level 4, so I have to paint it and glue it and all that stuff. I got to get the right glue. I got to get the right stuff that melts the plastic together and whatnot. And then I got to get the right kind of paint. And I also have to figure out what color I'm going to do. I'm thinking maybe a candy apple green with some flames. I don't know. Well, white flames, candy apple green, maybe. We'll see. I have a terrible habit of painting every single thing I own hot rod red. So it very well could end up being red. But I like the idea of having like a metallic pearl green 57 Chevy Nomad. I think that would be cool. But we have that planned, and then I got lipos charging. But I mean, that's pretty much where we're at. This isn't going to be like a super long live stream today, just because I've got so much work to do. I'm balancing lipos right now, and I'll talk a little bit about balancing lipos because we got one that's starting to go out on us. And I'll give you some info on that. But that's pretty much it for the year as far as I have planned. I am planning on Beat the Creek. I'm also planning on going to one more RC event, but I'm not 100% sure if I can get it done this year or not. We'll figure that out when we get to it. So let's talk about these lipos. If you're in the hobby and you have lipo batteries, okay, they come in all shapes and sizes, all kinds of power ratings and everything like that. You have hard cases and you have soft cases, and that all depends on what you're doing and stuff like that. There's tons of videos on that kind of stuff. Now, the important thing that I was going to show you, I have had this 2-cell LiPo, which it's done. It's done as it's going to be. It's full. So let's unplug that real quick so I can show you. This is a hard case. Do you see how swollen that is? Now here's the thing. This LiPo is 5 years old. It's actually almost 6 years old. I have had this forever and a day. And I've heard tons of people, and this is a controversy that a lot of RC people get into about LiPo batteries. Some people say you're only going to get a year out of them. Some people say 2 years max. Like I said, this is almost 6 years old and it still works. Now, in order to squeeze that kind of lifespan out of these batteries, you've got to balance charge your batteries every single time. Not once a week, every time you use them. Every time. If this battery gets plugged into a rig for 10 seconds, I am balance charging it afterwards. You cannot quick charge. Do not ever quick charge your batteries. I don't care how much of a rush you're in. If you want that battery to live long, you have to balance it. Just because it's an option to quick charge batteries does not mean that you need to do it. I can tell you from experience, and I've been in this hobby long enough, I've quick charged batteries and I didn't immediately regret it, but I wondered why my batteries weren't living very long. You know, I used to have a lot of GoFast stuff, and I would go through batteries like maybe once a year and wonder why these batteries needed to be replaced so often. And the reality of it is the charging. The charging puts the biggest amount of stress on these batteries. And we're about ready to put this one out to pasture. It's almost swollen to the point where I don't want to run it anymore. And it's not that it won't work, because it does work. It still works just fine, but it's getting swollen. And that's a good indication that it's near its end of life. And when the battery is near its end of life, it will start to swell. And that's something you really have to pay attention to, because you don't want this thing going thermonuclear when it's inside a rig. If it's inside your truck and this thing goes up in flames, you're losing that truck unless you can get it out fast enough. So that's something you really got to pay attention to with these batteries. Now, I'm going to put the camera right on my settings and show you exactly what I'm talking about when I say balance charge. Let's move this one. I got another one charging over here. But let's see if I can get you stable enough to show you exactly what I'm talking about. All right, come on. There we go. Now this is, I've had this charger for almost 10 years. This charger is almost 10 years old. And that's another thing, if you're getting into the hobby brand new or something like that, invest in a good charger. Don't use cheap chargers. This charger, like 10 years ago, was like $250. Super expensive. I did not want to pay that, but you kind of have to if you want to take care of your batteries. And your batteries are going to be one of the biggest, most expensive costs of this hobby, depending on what you're doing. You know, if you're bashing or something like that, you're going to go through a lot of batteries. So if you're crawling, I mean, for a crawler, this 5200 3S LiPo, that's going to last like 4 hours on the trail. So you may only use 1 or 2 batteries in a whole day. Whereas this same battery in a basher, like a Slash or something like that, is only going to give you 30 to 45 minutes of runtime. So you're going to have to do your own research on batteries and figure it out that way. Now, as far as charging, I already charged this one. I think this one is the only one I have left to charge that's on the same setting. So that one's done. So this is a 5200 milliamp hour 50C. Now the 50C doesn't matter when you're charging. That's a discharge rate. So like I said, do your own research. If you don't know what these numbers mean, do your research on that. I'm not going to explain all that right now. Now, when you are charging these batteries, you have to make sure your balance plugs are charged in. A lot of chargers won't even let you charge it without the balance plug in, depending on what setting you're running. But you plug in your balance plugs, then you plug in your power plugs. Now, I charge on LiPo balance charge. And you type in, well, you don't type it in, but this is the 5200. I have it set to 5200 milliamp hours. So that means it's going to charge at 5.2 amps until it is full. Now let's go back out. I can select different programs. So I can select LiPo battery, digital power, PB battery, NiCad battery, nickel metal hydride, lithium, LIFE, I don't even remember what that stands for, but LiLo, lithium ion, lithium polymer. Okay, these are lithium polymer batteries. So you have to let the charger know what it's charging. So we're going to select that. So we hit start, and then there's different settings based on that. So 3S, you can go 4S, 5S, 6S. You can go up to 6S on my specific charger. And you go down to 1S. I don't even know if they make a 1S, but we're charging a 3S. So you want to make sure it's on 3S. And then this is where you adjust how many milliamps. If this was, let's say, this was an 1800, I would go down to 1800, and then it'll only charge at 1.8 amps. Now, if you don't know, if you don't have these type of settings, you will charge at, if it says 1800 milliamps, it's 1.8. If it's 5200, it's 5.2. So do your math on that based on what battery you have. This is a 52, so we're going to put 52 in there. And then you can change the amperage. It lets you have the ability to change the amperage. Do not change that amperage. You don't want to charge it faster than it needs to be. So then we hold, does a battery check to make sure the battery's safe to charge. And then now we're charging. And now if you look, it's going to charge. It's going to go up and down in voltage. It'll charge at all different kinds of voltages and stuff based on what information it's receiving from these plugs. Now, I will tell you, that charger is smarter than you. Do not set a manual setting to charge your batteries thinking you know better. Trust the charger. The charger is smart if you get the right charger. Invest in your chargers. And some of these batteries are 5 and 6 years old, and they don't have any swelling to them or nothing. Now this is the most swollen one I own. And like I said, I do that same method. I let the battery charge it the way it's supposed to be charged. And I push this battery pretty hard in some of the rigs, but realistically, this battery should have been long gone a long time ago. But because I balance charge every single time, these batteries have lived well past their life expectancy. That's just something to help you guys save some money on batteries. Just be patient. It does take longer. I will tell you that. It takes longer to charge these things when you're balance charging them versus fast charging them. But do it anyway. Be patient. Let them charge. If it takes over an hour to charge these batteries, let it take over an hour. Some of you guys that know about the nickel metal hydrides, those things take 6 to 8 hours to charge. So don't be impatient with your chargers. Don't fast charge. It will hurt the battery. You will kill a cell, or you'll have swelling. All kinds of problems can happen. So balance charge every single time, and it will save your batteries tons and tons of life. All right, that's all I have scheduled for today. That's all I have planned. I'm going to get started on some of these projects over here. I appreciate you guys watching and everything. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off early and get to work making videos for you guys. Make sure to check out that video today at 5. That'll be a pretty cool one. And we'll catch you on the next one, guys. See ya.